What is there to love exactly about this time of year? The festive glow has faded, we've probably broken our New Year's resolutions, the weather's rotten, the days are dark, and our Christmas shopping credit card bills are just about to arrive. In fact, it can feel so demoralising that the third Monday of January the 20th this year, is designated Blue Monday, as it's the day we're supposed to feel at our lowest ebb of all. Don't you just wish sometimes you could press fast forward and find yourself somewhere, anywhere but here at the business end of this sodden winter? Trouble is, wishing doesn't make things go away, does it? And was it ever God's plan anyway for us to have all the smooth without the rough? Less than a month ago at Christmas, we celebrated the courage and humility of the God who became flesh and dwelt among us, not to help us escape life, but to enter it more fully, to embrace it, to make the most of it. So rather than fast forwarding, I wonder, how can we pause instead to make the most of this time of year? To start with, perhaps we should free ourselves from the assumption that if we're not happy, then there's something wrong with us. We're bombarded by adverts and images in our culture of impossibly happy-looking people having the time of their life. But life is not an advert, is it? Happiness, said the writer Adela Rogers St. John's, is a sort of atmosphere you can live in sometimes when you're lucky, whereas joy, she writes, is a light that fills you with hope and faith and love, and such light shines most brightly from within darkness. If happiness is being on your summer holidays, or your football team winning, or getting a pay rise, perhaps joy is more like a soulful walk in the rain, or a hug from a friend when things aren't going well, or a simple counting of our blessings. Listen to what the Polish psychologist Andrew Biankowski says. Think for a moment, he writes, about a day in which we wake and remember what we already have, the blessings we have already been given, the things we have already earned, the love that we have already found. As a 5-year-old, by the way, in 1939, Biankowski was exiled to Siberia with his family, and he knows the meaning of suffering and loss more vividly than many of us would care to imagine. We are prone, he says, to focus on our wants instead of our haves, which makes us forever wish we could be somewhere else instead. But we could alternatively approach our present situation thinking this, and this, by the way, was his mantra: I have breath, I have life, I have shelter, I am here. What is there to love about a day like Blue Monday? Well, that's what we can find out for ourselves. And if we choose to meet it head on this year, instead of wishing it away, we might discover riches buried like treasure just beneath its surface. So you could, for example, go out of your way to help someone else, someone who you know needs a helping hand or even just a hug. It's amazing how much joy is to be found within self-giving acts of love. You could also perform a random act of kindness to a stranger. Imagine if someone did that to you, paid for your coffee, left you a note of encouragement or appreciation, or even just smiled as you went past. These things can be positively contagious. How about stepping out into the weather as a spiritual exercise instead of just sheltering from it? It reconnects us to be outside as a part of nature instead of standing apart from it. Well, here's something I really enjoy, which helps me to be more fully present here and now. Try walking more slowly than usual along a familiar path or down your local high street in order to see it again through fresh eyes, as if for the first time. It's amazing what we miss when we hurry past, when we're stuck on fast forward, wishing we were already somewhere else instead. Otherwise, we can just press pause, stop for a moment or two right now to be thankful for our haves instead of our wants today, and to cherish for this day of all days those things or even those people we have been taking for granted. For as Andrew Biankowski quite rightly reminds us, if you are in a position to take things for granted, you are already blessed beyond your needs. So may you be blessed this Blue Monday and always. After all, we have breath, we have life, we have shelter, we are here.